Republican Congressman John Joyce from Pennsylvania may not be a household name right now. He's serving in the U.S. House of Representatives, and by God, he's doing his best to make sure Republicans all over this country know who he is and, more importantly, care who he is. See, John Joyce has introduced legislation called the Grinch Act, cleverly named as an anagram after Dr. Seuss's beloved character, the Grinch. And of course, this comes after several Dr. Seuss books have been pulled due to containing material that the Seuss estate felt was just a little too inappropriate, and they didn't want to be responsible for putting it out there anymore, so they pulled their books. Now, that's the real story of what happened with Dr. Seuss. Republicans will tell you that Democrats somehow came along and canceled Dr. Seuss. Not even close to what happened. This was a decision made solely by the Seuss estate, who has control over all the works. They can do whatever the hell with them that they want to do. So anyway, here comes John Joyce. He says, by golly, I'm going to make everybody know who I am. He introduces his ridiculous little Grinch Act. And the Grinch Act says that any publisher in the United States, if you censor any of your works, you no longer get any kind of federal funding. No federal subsidies, nothing. And that's a bit ridiculous. Because again, there's not a problem. This is insane, folks, and John Joyce is leading the way. And he's not going to become a household name for this, but he sure as hell is going to be in the running for dumbest member of Congress, because the reason he says book publishers are not allowed to edit or censor the works that they own is because the First Amendment forbids it. That's what John Joyce says. He says the First Amendment doesn't allow them to do this. Doesn't allow them to take their private property and say, you know what, we don't want to share this anymore. It's a freedom of speech issue, he says. Absolutely, definitely, John Joyce now in the running for dumbest member of Congress after his idiotic statements and this idiotic stunt. And folks, that's all this is. This is a stunt. This is an extension of the culture war. You know, they've just moved on to new targets. It's no longer just same-sex marriage and abortion. Now the culture war extends to cancel culture, which isn't even a thing. Republicans have canceled far more things than Democrats could ever even hope to cancel. But Dr. Seuss isn't one of those things that Democrats have canceled. You want to talk about who's really canceling things here in the United States? Let's talk about the Republicans. Let's talk about people like Colin Kaepernick, a guy that was demonized on Fox News every single day for taking a knee during the national anthem. They ran countless segments on that man for taking a stand by taking a knee. Still out of work. Oh, he's got some good contracts going on there with private companies, but because of the relentless dogging that Kaepernick took by people on Fox News, by right-wing pundits, by the President of the United States at the time, yeah, Republicans have no room to talk. They're just trying to ignite these culture wars once again, because if they can do that, then they don't have to talk about real issues about which they know nothing.